When it comes to natural hair care, old habits die hard. It is really hard to stop doing things you've been doing for a long time. It's even harder if that is what you saw your mom, aunties, and grandma doing while growing up. Have you ever tried to stop doing something and your mom said, "Well, I did it. Your grandmother did it. Her mother did it. And nothing happened to them." Abi, did anything happen to you? I had to say that in my Nigerian accent for emphasis. It's like if the ancestors did it and they didn't die or come to any harm, why should they stop doing it because of something you read in a magazine, watched on TV, or even heard on a podcast like this? You never win those arguments. Take, for example, they want to shower your newborn baby 2 times a day. And you're saying that the doctor said it would dry out the skin of the baby. We mamas and sisters in the house, I know you're feeling me on this one, right? It is the same thing when it comes to some bad hair habits that have gone on for so many years, just because everyone has been doing it for eons. Or like we say back home in Niger, since 19 Guguru. Bad hair habits are bad hair habits, and we need to leave them all behind in 2023. Happy New Year. Happy 2024. Welcome to your best year. I know we are a few days in already, but this is our first episode of the spanking new year. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're a returning listener, thank you for rocking with Unraveling the Knots in 2024. My name is Ganiyat Salami, and I am passionate about natural, coily, Afro-textured, and 4C hair. I am a naturalista, and I love to talk hair all day, every day, when I am not at my 9 to 5 in project management. So, how has the new year been for you? Did you enjoy, or are you still enjoying the holidays? Did you set New Year resolutions? And if yes, are you on track? For me, I am really looking forward to 2024, as I have several things up my sleeves, all related to natural hair, of course. I'll be revealing them in the coming weeks and months, so don't miss an episode of Unraveling the Knots. Now, on this podcast, we like to keep things real and say it as it is. If you're a product junkie, check out our episode on Product, the problem with dabbling with plenty. If food and nutrition do it for you, listen to the main course, holiday edition, as well as journeying to resilient body and hair through intermittent fasting. And if you're new to natural hair and have doubts about how long it can grow, waist-length afro, fantasy or reality is a must listen. End of plug. So let's get right into the tea for today. What bad hair habits are we leaving behind in 2023? What are those die-hard habits you're saying goodbye to for good? Number 1, oiling your hair. Yes, you heard me right. For a lot of us, we grew up oiling our hair. And some of us are still carrying on the tradition. Well, I have news for you. Oiling your hair is not the same thing as moisturizing your hair. What you want are products that hydrate the hair. So think water and leave-in lotions. So what will I do with all these hair oils I have? Throw them away? No. You use hair oils to seal in the moisture. So after using your water-based leave-in lotion or good old water itself, apply the hair oils and boom, you're good to go. Next on the list of bad habits you shouldn't be taking into 2024. Detangling dry hair. Moisture is natural hair's best friend. When your hair is dry, you're heading for trouble. You might be thinking you don't have time to wet or moisturize your hair before detangling. Well, it means you don't mind waiting a long time for your hair to grow. Let me explain. Everyone's hair grows, but we don't always see it because we are unable to retain length. One way we lose hair is when we detangle the wrong way. So, stop detangling dry hair this new year. And please, always use a white tooth comb, or worst case scenario, your fingers. The next hair habit to put behind you is braiding non-stop. If your hair didn't breathe or see the light of day in 2023 because it was always in braids, let me announce to you that 2024 is your year to do right by your hair. Whether it is cornrows under your wig cap or knotless braid box, you need to pace yourself because braiding back to back weakens your hair. Let's face it, once you've done your braids, there's a tendency to leave it or abandon it. Then, when you're trying to save money, you carry your braids for months. Don't get me wrong. Braids are a great protective hairstyle for harsh weather. Do them once in a while, but not all the time. This year, we are letting our natural hair out. We are allowing our hair to breathe. Number 4, tight hairstyles. The tighter, the longer the hairstyle will last. You're thinking. In the short run, you're looking all fly and your hair is on fleek. But in the long run, you are damaging your hair. When you start noticing scalp tension bumps after making your hair, it's too tight. The tension bumps aren't good. Even worse, when they are on your edges, because you're likely to lose your edges. And once they're gone, it's really hard to grow them back. If you have already lost your edges, please stay away from styles that pull your hair like cornrows, Ghana weaving, and ponytails. The next bad hair habit to stay away from is using a regular towel to dry your hair. The regular towels pull on your hair strands. So this 2024, invest in a microfiber towel. And if you can't lay your hands on one, please use an old t-shirt or just simply air dry your hair. Number 6, sleeping on cotton pillowcases. Cotton pillowcases are known to absorb the oils from your hair and skin, which can leave them dry, brittle, and prone to breakage. So make the switch this year to a silk pillowcase or satin. Silk isn't as absorbent as cotton. Your hair can retain its moisture as a result. But if you must keep your cotton pillowcases, wrap your hair in a silk scarf or wear a silk bonnet to keep it protected while sleeping. The next hair habit we're leaving behind in 2023 is using very little product in hair. Don't be miserly when it comes to your natural hair care. When they say massage a generous amount of product, they mean generous with a capital G, not pea size or tintini like we say in Nigeria. Products are more effective when they saturate your hair, especially for low porosity and 4C hair. If your hairdresser or stylist is using very little product, tell them to use more. Or just take your products to the salon for them to use. Moving on to the next habit, which is using excessive heat. If you must use heat on your hair, go for the lowest setting and make sure you use heat protectants. Limit your use of a hot comb or curling iron. Using them every day can cause heat damage and weaken your hair over time. You don't want that, so aim for once a week or even less often. Number 9, leaving all the work to the hairdresser and stylist. Your hair care routine should not start and end with the professionals at the salon. Don't make your hair and forget all about it till your next appointment. Make time for your hair. At the very least, you should moisturize regularly to avoid dryness and breakage. If you can't go to the salon often, ask your hairdresser or stylist for a simple hair care routine that works for your hair and stick to it religiously. A final bad hair habit we absolutely need to ditch is self-diagnosis. While the world of information is at our fingertips, resist the urge to play doctor and self-diagnosis. If you have done all that you can and you're not getting the desired results, consult a professional. Book an appointment with a certified trichologist or dermatologist. Don't use your hair and skin to do trial and error with information found on the internet. I hope with these few points of mine, I have been able to convince you and not confuse you to leave bad hair habits in 2023. Thank you for listening. For context, this is how a debater usually ended their presentation back in secondary or high school in Nigeria. Now, I really do hope that you're encouraged to put in the work this 2024. If you have a question, some feedback or suggestions, get in touch. Send an email to utkinhair@gmail.com. One more thing. Please rate Unraveling the Knots wherever you listen to your podcasts. It's the year of giving, so feel free to share this episode with a friend, colleague, or loved one who will benefit from it. This episode was produced by Isabella Adediji. Till the next time, I remain your host, Ganiyat.